like Arthur Eze we want to take power from. Peter Obi's spokesman. Duran Onifade, the spokesperson for the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, has described comments ascribed to Chief Arthur Eze, an Anambra-born businessman, about his principal as unfortunate but not unexpected. The spokesperson was responding to the Anambra-born businessman's call that the Labour Party flag bearer should jettison his presidential ambition because Indigbo has other plans for now and in the future. Expressing his political or personal opinion on the matter, the spokesperson said it is the influence of people like the billionaire that politics should be taken away from, adding that he is part of the establishment and structure that young Nigerians want to take their country back from. He stated this in a telephone interview with Vanguard on Tuesday, and he said, "When we take power from the PDP and the APC, the likes of Arthur Eze will no longer wield the kind of influence they enjoy today." So, Arthur Eze is a self-acclaimed billionaire. I mean, again, if you search him up on Google, they just gave his, date of birth and education. So, this billionaire status definitely is self-acclaimed, because if you're a billionaire, sir, we would know. But I guess in terms of the PDP and the APC, and of course Arthur Eze, being a billionaire, he's definitely a stakeholder in politics and having that influence, especially when it comes to, giving the money for these political elections and campaigns. Arthur Eze has definitely given his stance on where his support for Peter Obi is, and he told Peter Obi, Arthur Eze said, "Peter Obi, you cannot win. I am not part of your plans." And Arthur Eze, says, "You know what? I am not convinced that Peter Obi can actually win." So again, the council of the Labour Party, the election council, they are talking about someone who's not a supporter of them. So again, that bias may be there to, you're not supporting us, so why should we say anything? But if anything, I guess the influence as an Igbo billionaire who, to be honest, let's say for supporting Peter Obi, then it would be different, because yes, he's an Igbo billionaire in terms of, helping with resources and all that. He is very much influential in that regard, and influential because of what? He has money. So really, to be honest, the point that the Labour Party, campaign council is literally trying to make is, we're trying to take power back from the APC and the PDP, who have worked with the likes of Arthur Eze. And of course, if not for the APC and PDP, what they're basically trying to say is, if not for the APC and PDP, people like Arthur Eze would not yield, the kind of influence and, the kind of, literally influence and power that he has, because, again, he's been working with the old political system. And so, in that regard, I guess, kill two birds with one stone, Labour Party. And Arthur Eze, in the last 24 hours has been under fire for comment against Peter Obi's chances. So, to be honest, what does it say about him, to be honest? We don't really know. But many of Obi's supporters on social media think that, the rich politician only had money and nothing else, and others berated him for supporting an outsider against his supposed brother. And also a former publicity secretary of the PDP, Olisa Metu, advised Eze to steer clear of politics to avoid infamy. It is what it is. Again, he said his comment, and you can say Arthur Eze was kind of harsh. He was just like, "Listen, you're not going to win. Your chances are very low. Do you think you're going to win?" And Eze said he wasn't convinced of Peter Obi's answer. I guess Peter Obi would have to, go rally around and look for supporters, where he can. And it is definitely sad for you to go to someone, and I don't know, I guess in light of this whole brotherhood thing and the Igbos supporting one another, the argument of, well, you're, an Igbo billionaire, you should support your own rather than supporting an outsider. But, that's what you've decided. And so that is why Arthur Eze would be under fire from, obviously, Obi's, from the obedience. Because it's like, wait, why? But he has his rights and his reasons. But again, where is that power coming from? To be honest, I mean, I'm not necessarily sure of this individual and how, yes, he's a billionaire, but again, it's self-acclaimed. And so, you know what? Because, he's an oil mogul and he's a billionaire, he's going to be involved in politics because he's got that money. And literally, what else can you say about it, to be honest? He also has his ambitions, and for someone who's an oil mogul in a business, he's a businessman, so he definitely has his reasons. And I guess, just assuming, but he has his relationships to keep and uphold. So really, to be honest, it is what it is. I think yes, people like him would be influential in terms of giving the money, but I think in terms of yielding votes and all that, I mean, having a political campaign, of course, we know it's not some cheap money. You cannot just do it with your, like, you just can't. And so it's definitely wise to get help or outsource help wherever you can. But in this sense, it is what it is. I mean, Peter Obi supporters are willing to give him the money, and, Peter Obi can also gain support from other people that he would want. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of billionaires have sort of stayed out of politics because for their own businesses, they don't need enemies or need to cut out, their bank because they supported this person. And so it cuts out business and relationship with other people just because, of politics. It makes them influential. If you wanted to go into politics, yes, he has the money, has all that. But really, who is he siding with? And again, he's in the oil business. I mean, who is controlling the oil? He's a businessman, so he has to be on the side of who would be beneficial to his sector. And again, Peter Obi is one who has come out to literally give statistics about theft, about how oil is being stolen, barrels. I mean, he literally, if you watch Peter Obi's talks, he has talked about, oil cannot just go missing. When you are talking about stealing oil barrels, it's not like going to a shop, as he said, in his words. And I guess along those lines, you can't go into a shop and steal oil like you're stealing chewing gum. We're talking about barrels of oil that are being transported on sea. So it's not some manipulation here and there of numbers. No, we're talking about transportation of oil out of Nigeria, which is of course very expensive. So you also have to understand that this is a billionaire who is in an oil mogul, and what's his petrol whatever, something petroleum limited whatever. So you have to understand that again, whoever is in power, he sort of has to side with them, because when it comes to this oil business, that is literally the main source of Nigeria's income. So yes, he's not going to give his support out willy-nilly, especially when it can affect his bank. But what you think about it in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.